Welcome back to In the Zone, presented by GLHS Sports Zone and GLTV. I'm here alongside actually my new co-host, Matt. Our other co-host, Nick, could not make it today. But, so yeah.
How you doing?
We're still in this kind of like dead zone of sports. But we do have, we don't have any final rosters yet, but we have a bunch of, track might be finalized.
The sports, I don't think we're finalized yet, but we definitely, I know we have the scrimmage next week, I think.
Yeah,
probably.
So I think scrimmages are allowed to start on the 4th of December, that Monday.
Yep.
And I think regular season games start, I know for basketball on the 14th, along with, I don't know when hockey plays first, but I know, when do you guys start? You guys start?
We started already.
Oh, no, I'm saying for, like, when do you guys have your first, like, meet?
Oh, not for like another 2-3 weeks.
Yeah okay, so probably around that December 14th week.
Yep.
Somewhere in there. But I mean, kind of looking at what's coming up. I mean, basketball. So those tryouts are done. No juniors on the varsity squad.
That's huge. You're not gonna have a senior class next year.
Well,
that's just unheard of.
I've never. Yeah. I mean,
if they're not here now, like, why would they join back?
Not saying anyone joins back. Someone new comes in. You're probably right. We're probably not going to have a senior night next year for seniors for basketball. No. For boys basketball anyway. For girls varsity, I think Kira Polizzi's back and healthy after a torn ACL, which put her out. It was the first.
I know we were talking about that last week.
It was the first minute of the first game, and she tore her ACL last year. Missed all of soccer season this year, and she's expected to return, I believe, for the squad. When they start their season. But for boys basketball, I mean, I know Patrick McGrath is obviously going to, I think he's still their number one guy.
Nice.
Still going to be their point guard. But I know
John Fajardo's going to be big too.
Yeah, John Fajardo's still I'm sure still playing. You've got Kyle McCulloch in there.
Yep.
Any other names we can think of off the top of our head, seniors wise, this year?
Senior wise, I'm not fully sure. I know it's going to get more.
I believe you've still got.
Once the rosters get finalized, I'm sure we're going to have more stuff.
Yeah, and we'll have more stuff to talk about with that. Yeah. How's the track team looking this year?
Track team, I feel like it's strong for the first 3 days. I feel like it's looking like we can go far.
Okay.
I think definitely. I know our record for the past few years has been pretty generally good in a while. We've made it to a few.
This is your first year doing it, so.
Of course, it's my first year doing it, but I've heard good things about the program. I've heard good things about the coaches.
And, I've heard the coaches are supposed to be pretty solid when it comes to,
Well, I know they think very highly of themselves.
I know that as well, but they also hold the athletes to a high standard, which I think is important in terms of the team success.
Oh yes, of course.
So you're running sprint, right?
I'm sprint. I dabble in a little bit of hurdles.
Okay.
Potentially.
So what does like a meet? Run us through what like a meet looks like.
Oh, I have no idea. I haven't been to one yet.
Oh, so you've never like watched, heard of?
So far from what I've heard, because personally I'm a sprinter, of course. So from what I've heard from other sprinters is that we go to meet. Are there for 8 hours just for our races to last 5 seconds.
Oh, so you only want to run race?
Yeah.
So an entire 8-hour meet.
From what I hear.
So you're telling me from an entire 8-hour meet, you're only running one race?
Again, I have no idea.
That's insane. If that's the case, that's crazy. This is day 4 of being on track.
Yeah, of track.
Obviously, I know there's a few. I know a few of the distance runners. You have Ethan Hinnick in there.
Michael Liss.
Michael Liss is in there. Who's high jumping and who's jumping and throwing? I know you have Rondano throwing.
I know it's like Vincent. I don't know his last name. I just know Vincent.
Senior.
He's a senior.
Yep. Is it like Profeta?
I think so. Something like that. Yeah, something like that. But there's very little seniors on the team.
Are there really?
Like I've noticed. Yeah.
So mostly juniors then?
Mostly juniors. Yes.
Okay. So it's crazy how you go from having mostly junior track teams and 0 juniors on another sports team, which is like crazy to me.
Again, just unheard of.
I don't think, I think
there's definitely been like small senior classes, but I've never heard of a case where there's just none.
And what's insane is that next year, like this group of seniors is the seniors we have now is the biggest group of seniors GL's had in a long time, right? That's the reason we don't get parking spots. But
that's not a problem for me. I can't drive for a while.
But looking at next year, that's going to be like completely different. I feel like our not having a single junior on a basketball or someone in our grade on the basketball team is it never happened.
Yeah, I know.
So yeah, I think girls basketball is going to have a strong year. I think Eckert is is going to be a great coach again, like he has been previously. Loeffler, I know, is a good coach, pushes the guys, but I think that they're going to also have a good year. Hopefully make a playoff run this year while they still have some of the seniors on the team, give them that experience. We have hockey coming up. Who do we have returning for hockey? I know we have the Sixnius brothers.
Yep.
Coming back.
We have Jordan Baum.
Jordan Baum's back. Teddy Baum's also back.
Teddy Baum's also back.
Brady Silverman is back from Chicago and playing with the squad this year. I know.
It's big if he doesn't leave early.
Hey, if he stays, then I think they have. I think he can fill that role of Brian Kramer, and be a real leader on the team. Obviously, I don't think he wasn't around when they won the championship last year.
He was not. No.
So I think if he stays, he'll definitely be able to fill that leadership role. He's a very good hockey player. Who else do we have coming back that we know of? I know there were a lot of seniors last year.
There were good. I think there was
3 or 4. You had Wallen,
there's
Kramer,
4, Costa, and
Costa. Yep. And who's the last one?
The cool one.
The cool one.
No, it was sick. Hugh Gallagher.
Oh, Gallagher.
Hugh Gallagher.
Yeah. So this year.
Love that kid.
So I think Brady Silverman, great, going to be a great leader on the team. And then I know, does Novotny still play?
Novotny still plays.
Okay,
yes.
So do both of them play or just Alec?
Just Alec.
Okay, so obviously he was a good player last year.
Michael's
played
big
for
on
them.
baseball.
Yeah, I know he's a big baseball guy. And so moving into wrestling, I've seen a lot of changes with the wrestling team this year. You have a lot of freshmen coming in to that that program.
That's good.
I know you have a sophomore in Sean Sacamani who's going to be I believe a heavyweight.
You believe?
I would assume Sean Sacamani is going to wrestle in the heavyweight division, and then I think who else? I know you have.
Love Sean. He's a great kid.
Akshar and Bennett.
Akshar's new.
Yeah, both of them are wrestling this year. So the team's going to look very different.
So we just have high expectations for the winter sports.
I think overall the winter sports are. GL should have a solid winter sports year. I don't know. I can't speak on fencing. I don't know enough about the team at the moment. I don't know. We don't have rosters yet, so we're still kind of in this 2-week dead zone.
Once the rosters come out, it'll be a lot easier.
Yeah, next week we'll definitely be diving into. I feel like a lot of the rosters in terms of that stuff, and kind of breaking down each team and seeing who's going to be a good fit where.
Yep.
So we're kind of just going based on what we know right now, what we can expect. But I know swimming is supposed to be strong as well. You're supposed to have. I know Caden Wong's still swimming. Alex is Casper, Lucas Stravoyu.
I don't know much about swimming.
Jack Wergout, I can't say that last name right. The senior Jack is a great swimmer. So there's a lot of good swimmers at GL. I feel like they had a pretty good year last year, if I remember right.
Again, I have no idea.
But last year they also lost Caden Wong's older brother, Ethan Wong.
Oh yeah, he's big.
Who was really solid. I think he went to the Naval Academy, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, I think he went to the Naval Academy. So yeah, like we said, we don't have rosters right now. Once we do, it's going to be a lot easier for us to, we're going to break down every sport next week and kind of go through,
Well, are we going to have them next week?
We should have them by next week. Everything should be, tryouts are all done. The teams are being finalized like right now. A few people might get moved around here or there. But I think that definitely, next week will.
As of right now, I don't think any varsity team is finalized yet.
No, so that's what I'm saying. None of them are finalized.
Still a lot of potential from everyone.
I think because tryouts are complete, I think within the next week you'll definitely see rosters come out. And then I know varsity basketball, like I said, scrimmages on December 4th on the road. And that Friday they have one. I know the girls team plays at home that Friday. So I will be. I will definitely be there looking at the team, trying to pick their brain a little bit. It's going to be.
I know we're both calling the basketball games.
Yeah, so Matt and I are going to be calling basketball games for Sports Zone and GLTV, girls and boys varsity. So we're going to definitely try to go down there, get a feel for how they're playing and their style of play. Also break down what we see, what we like and don't like. So. I think for now that's going to wrap this episode up. It's not the longest episode, but
we don't have much to work off.
We don't have much to work off of right now, and I think that in the future, but definitely by next week and on, we'll have this dead zone's kind of be, flushed away, and we'll have a lot more to talk about and break down. So thanks for watching. This has been episode 3 of In the Zone, presented by GLHS Sports Zone and GLTV. Thanks to them in the back for helping us with this. And yeah, feel free to subscribe and follow us on Spotify. Thanks.